My name is Ben Kolak. I received my bachelor's in cinema and media studies in 2006. During the summer of 2005, I went to New York City and I worked with two nonprofits. One of them is called the Cyrano Project, and it's a communications consulting nonprofit. It tries to use sort of the power and knowledge of really top of the line communications professionals on Madison Avenue and throughout New York to help really worthy causes. And the worthy cause I worked with was an organization run by the Catholic Charities called Association Tepayac. They provide really all kinds of social services to undocumented Mexican immigrants throughout New York City. I think they have a really unique place and strategy in that they really use sort of the legitimacy and access to the undocumented Mexican community in New York City by going through the church and the sort of added trust that the church really has with that community. Conducted a lot of research on sort of the different methods and what was working and not working within the organization, and sort of gave them some feedback, also based on bringing that knowledge to the people of the Cyrano Project and started hearing from them, this stuff they're doing on the web looks great, but sort of this outreach stuff they're doing at churches or, whatnot, not so much, or I guess it was more vice versa, but that's okay. But what I was most proud of is I produced a number of videos for Association Tepayac that they used at a number of their fundraising events, and that they also used to train their volunteers that I think really increased the both the fundraising efforts and the effectiveness of the organization, because the organization is really spread out throughout the city, and a lot of the volunteers in the Bronx, for example, really focused on getting money to like workers who didn't get paid or something like that, didn't know about the computer classes or about the English language classes that they offered in Brooklyn. And so by having this concise training video, I think it really helped communicate in a very visual, direct way the scope of all the services that the organization offered, and really just got people a lot more connected there. I think it's pretty huge. Like, traditionally, historically, I think communications is a dirty word at the University of Chicago. It's sort of like seen as like the bastardization of the like really rigorous theory work that gets done here. And that's something that I really use in my work every day. That when I think about storytelling, it's not coming from some marketing book. It's coming from reading the Odyssey with the people who know about how storytelling emerged a couple thousand years ago. And that's sort of the framework and the knowledge base that I draw upon when I think about using new media today. That you start at the beginning with like, how did storytelling emerge? How did it work? And that's, I think, really the most effective place to come from in thinking about new ways to use the power of storytelling or of spectacle or of any of these other methods that get used to sort of get messages across and really sort of mobilize support for different causes or issues. In terms of like opportunities for you to give internships, I think there's not too many people who come to the University of Chicago or here and are really serious about like innovative like media work. Like they tend to end up at some place where I think there's already like more of a culture and more of a culture of doing that kind of work and research, and more sort of faculty interested and directly involved with that. A lot of schools in New York and Los Angeles. But again, I feel like there's certainly a need for that kind of work in the city of Chicago. And like I said, I think there's a lot of knowledge and research at the university, and that's why I, in particular, ended up there. And I think there's other people who end up there, and for people like that, the Human Rights Internship program is like a invaluable resource. It was definitely like my first experience in sort of an office setting, like dealing with like outside clients like that with like very real needs. They had this fundraiser coming up, and if they didn't raise enough money, half the staff was going to be gone. And all these immigrants who they were teaching English to, or they were helping negotiate stuff in immigration court, like where were they going to go? They're going to have to find another solution, which might not be as helpful, or somebody that they could trust nearly as much. So there really was something like very real and at stake, and I really put to work the things I learned like that past like spring and winter, when I was taking cinema theory 2 and 1, and hearing about how composition can be used to achieve various effects, or was done to do that by somebody like Hitchcock or something like that, and then to sort of like take that kind of knowledge set and then see on account of this, now these people are really going to be helped and there's going to be a big change in their life, was something that I could not have gotten if I would have stayed in the academy, if I would have just spent the summer in Hyde Park in the Regenstein or something like that. And then that in turn is the kind of thing that can inspire you to go back and read Foucault or Heidegger with even more passion, and sort of just have, I guess, a more grounded basis for the power of theory, the power of inquiry in the real world. I work part-time at the University of Chicago, doing video and communications work. I've also got about a dozen clients throughout the city of Chicago. I also do various strategic communications projects, for nearly all of which are really video-centric. I've also done some work with the Unitarian Seminary in Hyde Park on 57th. I coordinated a Nintendo commercial last summer. About Wii, about the incorporation of Wii into somebody's family. It was pretty fun. Certainly, the sort of type of project, and the working with clients and sort of getting a sense of what they want out of video projects, and sort of negotiating that with what, from my experience, will work in video projects viably, and sort of managing budget concerns, and things like that. Really, my internship was invaluable for getting my feet wet in that whole process, and really the same sort of skill sets and methodologies that I used in my internship are what I use every day in these same projects. So it was exactly the sort of experience I needed, and for me it was so much more rewarding, doing a video project like that, where I knew the end outcome was human rights advocacy, that I was helping people, as opposed to coming up with new strategies and methods for selling them something, or something like that. So that really made it great, and I really also found myself entered into this whole world of human rights. I had only taken one human rights class while I was here, and was somewhat familiar with the rhetoric and sort of milieu of human rights, but it was great to really meet other people who had spent like the last 5-10 years of their life, both on the faculty and, faculty, and it'd be 30, 40, 50 odd years doing this, but among students maybe 5 or 10 years, really immersed in this world and these issues and these methods, and it's been great for me. It was great and continues to be great for me. I have built a number of relationships out of the program that I hope will continue looking forward. So yeah, it was just a great opportunity to become a part of this community and this culture of people with common concerns, and who commonly value sort of the idea of human rights as a framework for doing good work, for helping people, making a better world.